Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining Tales from the Front Desk, Vet Clinic Reopening Roundtable discussion. I'm just going to take a moment to let everybody filter through. We're so excited to have you here. We've got some great panelists on today's talk who are going to share their trials and tribulations of reopening their own vet clinics. We hope this talk is going to be insightful to you and all who are joining us today. So before I get into the introductions of myself, our co-host, and our panelists, I just want to run through a few things really quickly. So as you'll see on our agenda slide, you'll see that the flow of how this webinar is going to run. The main discussion will be about 30 to 35 minutes, maybe 40, with time at the end for Q&A. As a reminder, this webinar is being recorded, and just for registering right now, you'll be receiving the recording so that you can share it with your colleagues if you would like to watch on your own time, if you want to share it with your colleagues, or if you were unable to stay throughout the whole recording. Now, if you're not familiar with PetDesk, let's give you just a 2 to 3 sentence overview. We're a veterinary client engagement software solutions provider empowering over 2,600 vet clinics across North America. We help streamline front office processes and build better relationships with clients and their pets. With our 5-star rated mobile app and over 2.6 million app users, we're committed to connecting pet parents with their pet care providers to stay current on their pet's health so they live happier and healthier lives. So a couple housekeeping items that I want to keep in mind. If you think of a question throughout this presentation or discussion, or have a relatable story that you want to share or some insight, we'd love to hear it. So you can use the chat function or Q&A feature that's down at the bottom of your screen. And we'll get to it at the end of the roundtable discussion. If we don't get around to your question, or if you have a story that you want to share for the future, please feel free to keep it in. We'll be recording all of those questions and we'll get back to you if you have any concerns or additional information needed. So without further ado, let's get into introductions. My name is Judy Bay. I'm the content marketing manager here at PetDesk. I love creating content that helps further educate vet clinics and pet parents alike, and the value that PetDesk helps promote healthier and happier pets. And so I just want to send this over to John Martin, my co-host, who will also be monitoring the questions.
Howdy, friends. I'm John. I have been at PetDesk here for about 6 years. I love working with veterinary clinics, and I'm really excited about this this first webinar of ours. Passionate about our product, passionate about saving your front desk time and, you know, all the stress that happens up there. So yeah, looking forward to hearing what all of our panelists have to say.
Great, thanks, John. And then Amy, would you like to introduce yourself? Not Amy, I'm sorry, Anna.
I was like, oh, where's Amy? I'm like, where's Amy? Am I missing a little screen? Well, hi, everyone. My name is Anna Garber, and I've been a practice manager here at Dewey Animal Hospital in Park Ridge, Illinois. I've been doing this wonderful job for 14 years now. So yes, and I'm also president of the Chicagoland Veterinary Managers Group, a nonprofit organization built to support and help our fellow managers. So that's my experience so far in the industry, and I love being here, and I'm very excited to share with you all my thoughts and knowledge.
All right, thanks. We're glad to have you, Anna. Dawn, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Dawn Patterson. I am in Ontario, Canada. I've been an office manager. Well, I've been with the same clinic for 30 years, but a manager for probably about 10. And I have a bunch of crazy 17 employees to look after. We got involved with PetDesk in 2018. So lots of fun things to say.
Oh, thank you so much, Dawn. And Michael, introduce yourself.
Hey, thanks. My name's Michael Shirley. My wife and I own a small animal practice just south of Nashville in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We're a 3-doctor practice, and we've been using PetDesk. Love it. From the very beginning of our from the day we opened, we've been using PetDesk. So it has helped us to be really successful, and it helped us to navigate the past year in communicating with our clients. So we've just honored to be here. Hopefully we can share a little information that'll help somebody else.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Michael. All right, so before we get into our discussion, I just want to do a quick poll with everybody who has joined us right now. So I'm going to launch it in just a second, but the question is going to be, what state of reopening are you in right now? Just a curious question for everybody out there. We have a lot of different panelists that are in various states of opening, so we just want to hear where you're at right now. So I am going to, I'm going to launch this in 1 second here. Okay.
John, I was told that you were going to be providing jokes during these polls. Is that right?
Sure. Yes, I'm happy to.
Bad jokes.
Here's one off the top. What's the only group of people that never get angry?
I don't know.
Nomads.
Oh, Lord. And there ends John's chance at being a comedian.
Yeah. Don't quit your day job. All right.
That's right.
All right, there's still a couple votes coming in, so I just want to end it in about 10 more seconds as they come in slowly. All right, I'm going to close it up in 3, 2, 1. All right, so here are the results of the polling. So it looks like 59% are still offering only curbside service. 30% are in a hybrid mode. 10% reopened recently, and 6% never closed to begin with. So very interesting stats. All right. Okay, well, Anna, would you like to kind of start us off with, where you're at right now with reopening, and, how long you've been reopened, if so, and what that experience has been like?
Definitely. So we reopened I would say we're in a hybrid model right now. We started to let clients back into our building June 1st. And we're still in a process where we have our doors locked, so we do not let just clients walk into our lobby. We do take the clients straight into the exam room, and before that, we have them fill out COVID screen forms, do a temperature check, and we definitely require masks in our building. So that's where we're at right now. And we, again, with being hybrid, we still do the curbside model for those clients that prefer that. And we seem that, I think we're definitely going to keep that moving forward.
Definitely interesting. Okay, and Michael, where are you at right now?
Much like Anna, we reopened our building to clients on June the 1st. The driving force for that was that our entire staff that wanted to be vaccinated had received it, and our county in Tennessee had also lifted any mask mandates and things like that. So like Anna, also we're going to keep parts of the curbside model forever. We're like I said, we're a 3-doctor practice, a fear-free certified hospital, and we found a lot of benefits to the past year, along with the challenges. So that's where we're at right now.
Okay, and Dawn, you're up in Canada. So what's going on to our neighbors to the north right now?
Yeah, so I'm in a province of Ontario, and each province is quite different. So our provincial government just allowed us to open doors on Monday. So as of Monday, we are now one of the very, very few clinics that let one person in with their pet, but we are primarily curbside pickup, still continuing to offer that to our clientele. I would say 98% of the clinics in our area are still closed door, and I believe they're going to maintain that until the province has allowed us to open up a little bit more on retail businesses. Our practice is fairly big, so we can keep people away from each other, which is very nice. And very much like Anna, we do a COVID check before they enter. We have a locked door. Client sits where they're supposed to sit, keep their distance from us. So it's been a relief to move to that stage. Lot less running around.
Awesome. All right. Well, I wanted to launch one more poll just for everybody. So we kind of did a poll on what state of reopening you're in. So those that have answered that poll, I'm going to launch one more for you, and that is going to be, oopsie. This is always a fun one for me to do, switching between the polls live. Making the decision. So which of the following options drove the decision to reopen? And I'm going to be launching that in 3, 2, 1. John, do you have another joke for us?
Oh my gosh.
All right, John. So it's tick season here in Tennessee. So I picked one off of me the other day. We got lots of clients coming in with pets. Do you know what ticks and the Eiffel Tower both have in common?
I don't. What?
They're both parasites.
Oh,
That's
dear
good.
God.
That's a good vet
Parasites.
joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Parasites.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
It's a thinker. It's a thinker.
I really like that. Some of our participants agree too, so that was good.
If I see the comments in the chat, okay, I love that one. So funny.
All right, and I'm going. All right, I will close this up in 3, 2, 1. All right, so sharing the results, we've got 16%, the staff drove the decision. Owner preference, 42%. I feel like there's no surprise there. Health, 9%, and other, 33%. So interesting results. Each one of you, Michael, if you want to start, what you kind of mentioned this already, that your staff was vaccinated. So can you go into further of what drove that decision?
I mean, I think everybody, like we have a really strong relationship with our clients. Like that's what we really truly believe in a client-centered experience. And so we missed that. And so we were waiting, like anxious to reopen, and our clients wanted that too. We used video chat a lot from the very beginning of COVID, including the PetDesk video chat, so doing more telehealth. And we gave the option of people to live stream their appointments from their car. So we never lost, like our client relationship never tanked, but we were anxious to see that face-to-face, have that contact. After we started seeing that, okay, once the vaccine became available and our team was able to get vaccinated, that gave us a lot of comfort, security related to interactions with the public. But also, once the CDC made those recommendations that those that are vaccinated didn't have to wear masks anymore, and like I said, our county has a pretty high vaccination rate, and they lifted the mask mandate, we just felt that everybody on our team felt comfortable. So it was definitely my number one goal was to protect my team and protect our clients. And once everybody, like we just constantly had that discussion with all the stakeholders involved, and we felt that it was time. So that's what drove it for us. Okay,
yeah, that's a great perspective. And somebody in the chat, Amy, she had made the comment, the answer to the last poll was, the answers are more in depth than just the 4 options that we gave in the poll, which definitely, and you just showed how there's definitely layers and layers behind that decision. It's not just simple health, owner decision, or the staff. There's lots of things to go into. And some people are also commenting in the chat, it's largely driven by pressure from the community, all of your clients, everybody that's in the city that your clinic is in. Anna, what was your decision? And, did you have any of that pressure from the community as well?
So yeah, so very similar to Michael, it would be my answer. Honestly, we did have a lot of pressure. A lot of our clients, we are a smaller hospital. We're 2.5 doctors. So again, we rely heavily on that interaction with our clients, right? And they just wanted to come in. And but primarily our driving force was definitely our health. We always put our team first. Again, we can't take care of our clients and patients if we're not here. So we had to do everything we could to protect our doctors, our staff. So that was a big factor. And then also balancing that with what's happening in Illinois, in the Chicagoland area, with mask mandates being lifted. And by June, we definitely decided, okay, starting June 1st, we're going to reopen again, but very carefully, right? So it was like a soft open. We're still not fully open where our lobbies open to clients to just walk in. So we're still taking these cautionary steps. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. And I saw a question here too, asking about a COVID screen form. It's actually on our website. If you guys want to go check it out, it's 2eanimalhospital.com, and it's under our COVID section. It just asks 5 very basic questions, just like if you were to go to your pediatrician or doctor or dentist. It's very similar to, have you traveled outside of the state? Do you feel ill? We do not ask whether or not that individual has been vaccinated. We cannot ask that. But we do ask them just to kind of know where they're at. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And there's been a couple of comments about seeing the chat. Panelists and hosts can see the chat and the Q&A, or at least the chat. So the Q&A you should be able to see. So if you have questions, you can put them in there. Some people just prefer entering into the chat. All right, and Dawn, finally, what's your driving decision behind approaching reopening up in Canada?
Yeah, it's very similar to Michael and Anna. And unfortunately, we're a little bit more behind than you guys. Like, I certainly can't foresee us opening our doors until August. We have a lot of things to skip through provincially before we get to that stage. Staff are a primary concern. They're already on edge that we've actually opened the door. So I think it's going to be like the closed door system, one client in for at least a month or two before we can switch it up and unlock that door a bit better. It's challenging. Our clients want to be in. It's definitely more efficient when they are in. A lot less leg room running in and out, and phone calls, and staff being a little on edge. But I don't see our system changing till at least August, September time. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that, as we can see in the chat and in the questions, it's all regional. And I think you have to take, I think what works here in Tennessee is different than maybe what may work in Canada. And so I think that the number one thing that I found that has helped us to be successful is communication. So whatever you decide to do is right for your hospital. Like, if your hospital team does that, and then you just take that and communicate it and explain the why behind it. For us, it was, we had to lock doors. We had, at the time, we had 2 doctors. And if one of them was out, then we're not taking care of anybody's pets. So it was a safety thing. And then we wanted to do it responsibly. And as long as you communicate that with your clients in a good way, in a clear way, that you run the risk of, there's always going to be people that are trolling you on social media and things like that. You just tune them out, block them, delete it, whatever. But just communicate with your clients, use your email, use PetDesk. We use PetDesk a lot to explain as things change, because they change so rapidly, especially with reopening. So just communication.
Yes, I can totally agree, Michael. We have the same thing where it's just, you have to do what's right for your practice, and every practice is different, has different needs, have this different, just everything, right? So you really have to think about what is best for you to succeed, and be very transparent and clear in your communication, and make sure all your forms of communication are consistent. So what does your website say versus your PetDesk mass messages, right? You have to have the same message on all of your platforms, your social media, everything. That way, because if not, then you run the risk of, again, upsetting clients. Well, you said this, or I went on your website and you have these hours. Now you're telling me these hours, or pulling in your parking lot and you're closed, right? So that transparency, thinking ahead, don't rush into a decision as well, would be my biggest tip for today. Make sure you think through all potential scenarios, and as long as you're prepared for worst case, then you're not going to have any issues, and it's probably going to go a lot smoother than you ever imagined. So again, this is very new, and please don't forget your staff. Some of your, for example, in our hospital, we have a lot of new team members, And it just dawned to me, actually, as we were talking about this, some of them have never even worked in a practice with in-person clients. So just be aware of what's happening in your hospital with your clients, and same with your clients. There are a lot of new clients have never entered your hospital either. So there's a lot of new happening, and just have that grace, have that empathy towards one another, and it really goes a long way. So.
And I guess taking all of that into consideration, what are some, I guess, creative ways that you have communicated? What tools have you used to communicate with your clients to ensure that, you keep your staff healthy and safe, as well as the clients and their pets?
Yeah, so for us, again, we use as far as clients are concerned, we use PetDesk primarily, and we use that mass messaging feature a lot, a lot.
Yeah.
And then in terms of other features or medias, we use social media, we use our website, making sure again that our Instagram and Facebook, we're sending the same messages. Consistency again is key. But definitely those mass messages and letting our clients know what's going on and keeping them updated. Typically, clients don't have an issue with things if they're communicated clearly and in the right time frame, right? Usually you run into problems if you're trying to change something too quickly, or again, if you have that inconsistency. And making sure, of course, your staff is communicating the same message to your clients. So just again, consistency and clarity is key to having a smooth reopening or transition or whatever it is that you are trying to convey.
Okay, great, thank you. This question has come up a lot, and I've seen it in the chat and in the Q&A, and also people that have pre-submitted questions, but masks. Some people prefer to wear masks, some people don't. Some states require masks if you're not vaccinated. What are some of those instances that you've had clients come in that don't want to wear a mask or prefer to wear a mask when masks aren't required? Any special circumstances surrounding that? If you'd like to comment on how you handled that.
So for us, we one of the things that we will keep forever and ever are web fillable forms. So we can on our website for a pre-visit history form, it's all, they can go on there and answer all the questions. We have and if people use PetDesk already for text messaging, you need to make sure that you're using the templates that they have available. So we created a template that tells people about our mask requirements when we had them. And now it asks them on that history form that we can text them the link to, and they can complete it on their phone. One of the questions is about, we're happy to match whatever your mask preference is. Would you like us to wear a mask? If they say yes, we're in a mask. If they say no, we're not in a mask. So that's what we came up with. Again, just the more you can send that message out before they get there, the easier that is. It really wasn't, for us, it was not as stressful as we thought it was going to be. It was really low key. I think Anna said that. She's talked about that. I wrote it down and I've lost where I wrote it, but she was just like that. It wasn't really that stressful. It wasn't really that big of a deal. And I think that if you are communicating with your clients ahead of time, that it makes it easy. Somebody asked in the chat, what's an example of a message? It's just tell them what you're doing. So whatever it is that you're doing, just write it down and send that out. We put that on our emails, on our appointment reminders. It has it down there, what our current message is, because that has changed much quicker than it did at the beginning of the year. Like when COVID started, it was like, we're shutting down, here's what to do. And now it's like, well, this week we're wearing masks, and then the next couple of days it was, well, we can go either way. And so it changed a lot more. So we didn't make it as public, but we did it more one-on-one.
That's very interesting. Up here, I don't think we've had any issues with people wearing masks. Like they've been quite happy to accommodate. We have it all over the side of our building. Please wear a mask coming in. I mean, even those people that, as soon as they're out the door, they take it off. That's fine. But within the building, they've been really compliant. It's never been an issue. We've never had anyone challenges on it, for sure. Yeah.
That's
great.
We
require our masks, in my essence, inside our building, even though the mask mandate has been lifted, you technically don't need to wear a mask. We just politely ask. And again, we just ask our clients to say, listen, not everyone here has been vaccinated. We just ask that you just wear your mask here. So, and typically they're again, they will work with you. They're happy to be, especially now they're able to come in. They're much more they're much more willing to work with you. Like, oh, sure, whatever you say, as long as I can come in with my pet. And back to Michael's point about having those forms, yes, whatever you can do to have those forms pre-filled out, it really makes the world of difference. We even have it linked on our PetDesk app. So when clients find us on PetDesk, they click on the form tab, and it links to our website with all the forms, and you can fill them out on your cell phone, or you can print and save that PDF and bring it in, whatever is easiest. Again, the easier you make it for your clients, the easier it will make your life and your staff, right? So you don't want to implement a million different things and have your front desk team scrambling because now she has to print 10 extra forms, and this person came with one, this person didn't. So just always keep them in mind too. Our front desk, they're on the front line, so be kind to them and really try to make their life as easy as possible.
So speaking of forms that you're putting on the website, do you have a specific form builder that you use?
Well, we use our marketing company, and they actually drafted the forms for us, and they just upload it to our website. And again, they're mobile friendly, or you can just print them out and fill them out, save and print them. So that's what we used. But I do know some practices that have used their veterinary software. I think eVet practice, you're able to create drop forms through that software, which we also have eVet, but we just didn't do it because we have our marketing company that just created those forms for us and uploaded them to the website. So,
okay, Michael, do you want to answer that one too?
We used jot forms at the beginning, but we quickly exceeded the limit on the free service. And then we have Whisker Cloud website, and they took care of it for us for free. And they've been awesome to make any changes as we've added and taken away questions related to COVID. They do that real quick. So I've been really pleased with them.
Great. Yeah. Whisker Cloud is great. And Dawn, do you have any form builders that you use?
We don't presently. A lot of our forms we tend to create ourselves and send out. We use Avamark, so we can attach a lot of things to those. But I think primarily to communicate stuff, we're using PetDesk mass messaging and informing clients that, once we start to open up, we may be sending them forms for their appointments and stuff. But as of yet, we haven't started it because it's nice and slow, so we can handle whatever's coming in. Our clients like us to talk to them. They're not so hard on the reading, You can send out all the mass messages in the world, but if they don't read them, they're still going to come knocking at the door and phone you.
With that, actually, Dawn, what helped us was that two-way texting. So we had two-way texting, which has been a lifesaver, complete lifesaver. And then because you are able, to Michael's point, pre-create these templates, what we would do is in those templates, we would include the link directly to our site where they can go ahead and download that form or just fill it out right away. And so again, whatever you can do to help and just streamline that communication and make it easier for everyone really goes a long way.
Yeah, I think the clientele that we have that actually do technology, they've been very happy with the way we responded. It's that 25% of our I wouldn't always say older generation, the generation that's not really tech savvy. They're not going to read our website. They're not going to read our mass messages. So those you have to handle by the phone and just be polite and, remind them there's a pandemic going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a polite reminder, global pandemic, no big deal.
That's right.
So I guess, so we covered masks a little bit and then just, regulations, but when it comes to your staff, vaccinations, do you have staff that don't want a vaccination or don't want to be vaccinated? How do you, how have you approached that in your clinics?
Sure. Well, we actually have that happening right here. We have a couple of staff members that just will not get vaccinated, and we cannot make them. So, we highly recommend it, and we've given them ample opportunity to do so. But again, at the end of the day, it's their choice to be vaccinated. And we told them that, okay, this is the time frame. We're thinking about reopening around this time. And just kept kind of reminding them, okay, well, we have this many weeks left. We will be reopening. We're not just going to remain curbside indefinitely. So just as FYI to them, that we have to reopen and see our clients back in the building eventually, and that it does pose a higher risk. So just that open communication, that's all we can do.
For sure. Michael, do you want to add on to that?
I don't have anything to add. I think she's right on. That's what we said as well.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. I know I have staff members that will never vaccinate. So it's the challenge you have to face. Yeah.
For sure. All right. Well, I'm going to come to a couple of questions that have come in, but so Anna, you are in a kind of like a hybrid mode. When it comes, and I'm going to run a poll right now so then we can get into this, but it's going to be about elements of curbside service that you want to keep post-pandemic, post-reopening, when everybody's kind of back to normal. And I'm going to run that poll right now. Do this. Here's my poll. It's always, here we go. Okay. So this is going to be just what elements of curbside, since experiencing this throughout the whole pandemic, what are you thinking about keeping as you reopen? So I'm going to launch this polling now, but, in terms of medication pickup, drop off, waiting until appointment in your cars versus waiting in the lobby, none of the above or other.
I was glad you can select more than one on this poll, so that's good.
Yeah, I agree.
I was looking for all of the above.
I was like,
I
I think I like all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I choose E, all of above.
All of them, yes.
All right, Anna, it's your turn for a joke.
Oh no.
I don't think yes, I'm so sorry. I do not have
I can tell you another one.
Okay, great.
I got dad jokes for days. How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? You follow his Fresh Prince.
That's a good one, Michael.
So how many of those children were you looking after, Michael, during this shutdown?
I'm a high school teacher by trade. I got all of them. Some are okay for the internet.
John's smile just tells me he is loving these jokes and he's going to be telling everybody.
Yay.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to be closing this poll in 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to share the results. All right. Medication pickup, curbside, 79%, drop off, 65%. I think that makes perfect sense. Waiting until appointment in cars, 81%. That's the biggest number here. None of the above and other. So, Dawn, do you want to take it away with how you want to continue curbside services?
Yeah, absolutely. For us, we have an advantage of we have a huge lobby. So we will probably end up bringing our clients in, but controlling how many clients are there. Curbside pickup for medications, food, absolutely love it. Would love to continue that. The only thing that might slow that down is in the winter. We had a tough time this winter with the curbside pickup with the girls. They couldn't just leave medication outside. They had to take it to the vehicles with a lot of the older clientele and stuff. So we will carry on with medication food pickup for as long as we can get away with it. Absolutely. We really enjoy that service. Asking clients to stay in the car. We're not sure. We do that presently right now. We tell them only to come to the front door at their appointed time. We're already getting a little bit of kickback on that. We're fine to say, well, if you don't want to wait in your car, then just go wander around the property, but stay away from people. We have quite a bit of property. So, but but yeah, curbside and has its good sides. Has its good sides for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Anna, what part of curbside would you like to keep?
So I feel like we've always had for medication and food pickups. I just historically clients would come and, oh, I'm at the side door. I pull up to the side door. I'm like, all right, great. Well, we'll just run that food out to you. Definitely, again, medication and food. And then as far as staff remaining in their cars, again, we're here to serve our clients at the end of the day. So if they feel more comfortable waiting in their car, well, then that's what we're going to continue with. However, now that it's summertime, so you do have to be careful with the temperatures rising, and so just make sure that you're not getting in trouble there. But we do give them that option of, since we are open to, they would like to come in one client at a time, wait in the lobby, and then go into the exam room. We have that option. If they prefer to wait in the car, that's perfectly fine. So again, we're here to make it work for them, really. And so far, it's been successful, so we haven't had any issues. So
Great. And Michael?
So for us, the ones that haven't been mentioned already, web fillable forms, we're going to keep those forever. We put out an outside sample box drop off, and maybe other people already had that, but we just put a little insulated cooler with some ice packs, and people just drop their fecal and urine and ear swabs in that little box, and then we come out and get them. We'll keep that. No reason to come into the lobby. We built a cover over our patio at the back of the building, and so to provide shelter for outside exams, because we never stopped doing those for some of our patients. We'll continue to do patio appointments. If for no other reason, then it allows our team to go outside and enjoy some fresh air. And our clients love those. A lot of our clients love those patio appointments, especially for some of our patients that don't do well in the hospital. And then the last thing that we picked up was stored credit cards. So we started just storing credit cards in eVet practice. And once I found out that the liability was okay, and we'll continue to do that moving forward as well.
Great. Another topic that I wanted to cover was that a lot of people have been pre-submitting questions on is scheduling and capacity. So, what have you done when reopening to ensure that you have a schedule that flows, you're able to get your doctors in for appointments? Obviously with reopening and with some restrictions that can cause a little bit of problems. Have you come across any problems with workflow and scheduling, and what have you done to resolve that?
So we're still on limited capacity here in Canada, but we're certainly not having an issue with it. We have changed our doctor's schedules a bit so that they work on a 15-minute changeover schedule. So it's not often that you'll have two clients bumping into each other, leaving and coming in. I think one of our bigger challenges is we still need several members on board to help, because we're still not having our clients hold the pets. We're still keeping our distance from them. So it's still that you have to have that second team member with your vet. They can't just nip off and do quick blood work while the doctor's talking, because they need that assistance with the animal. But other than that, like, scheduling hasn't really, for us in this practice, hasn't been difficult. And as I say, we're probably only one of like 3% in Ontario that are open right now. The remainder of the clinics are still closed.
So for us, we had, when we were only strictly curbside, we had longer appointments. So we went from 30 minutes to 40 minutes, just because we found that it was just very challenging for our staff to meet the client at the side door. By the time the client would walk over there and then bring the pet inside, there was a lot of, there's a little bit of every minute counts. Now that they're able to come inside, it's definitely helped us go back to our 30-minute, 20-minute, 10-minute technician appointment. So now we're, again, it's a lot easier, to Dawn's point, when you have clients inside in the exam room, because they can actually help restrain the animal and help with that. And if you don't have additional staff, that can get tricky, definitely.
So for us, our appointment capacity during COVID stayed about the same with doctors. Um, we started to utilize, like I told you earlier, a little telehealth. Like we started to figure out how to work that into our practice. And what we learned through that was that we really needed to leverage our licensed techs more. And so now as we've opened back up, we only have 2 exam rooms, and hopefully we'll be building a hospital soon. But we do a lot more things with our technicians than before, and so those can be done a lot curbside appointments. Somebody was asking about, I said drop off ear swabs, and they're like, what? And so we had, like everybody else, we were slammed during COVID and we couldn't get people in, and we're like it's scratching at its ears and it smells bad. We're like, well, can't we teach people how to do a swab, and then they can drop it off and we can at least find out like if it's an infection or it needs immediate treatment, like, or if it's something else. And so that's what we started doing more. And it has increased job satisfaction for our technicians because they feel better utilized, and it's allowed people to get in, to get resolution or feel that they're getting resolution to their problems a little faster than saying, I'm sorry, we're booked out 3 weeks right now. The other thing that has helped with communication that we've learned is through PetDesk. When they go to schedule an appointment and select a time frame, we wrote a description that says wellness appointments are 2 weeks out. Like, so be aware of that if you try to get in, we encourage them to look for dates that are farther out for wellness stuff. And we built in emergencies and medical, that like our emergencies can't be booked until the day of the appointment. And then our medicals, we save spots every day that can only be booked about 3 days out at the most. And so we just communicate that via PetDesk as well.
Just to the point of technicians, if I leverage our technicians anymore, they'll kill me.
Yeah.
they've been leveraged to the extreme, and it's worked really well. But yeah.
Right. And I think it makes recruiting technicians a little easier. It sets you apart if you're actually letting them do the jobs that they went to school to learn how to do. And so we try to use them along with technology to make us more efficient so that we can see people without adding to the stress load of our team.
Yeah, for sure.
We've always had this, but we used it a lot more with drop-off appointments. So we do have that option for same day urgent type cases. And we also put in at least 2 blocks per day for same day requests that are urgent type of appointments. So that's helped us still be able to service and help those clients that have been with us for years that could be potentially having that emergency. And again, with drop off in those blocks within our schedule. So that's also helped.
Great. We're kind of approaching like the 40-minute mark of talking. There's been a lot of chatter in the Q&A and the chat. So I want to get to some of the stories or some of the questions that are coming through. So I'm just going to have one final question, and that is, regardless of your state of reopening, how has PetDesk helped set client expectations and streamline your staff efficiencies? So Anna, if you want to start, I know you've mentioned the mass messaging feature at the beginning. So if you want to expand on that or talk about any of the other features that you've utilized throughout this process, this is your time to shine.
Okay. Definitely, again, mass messaging has been crucial in having our clinic be so successful with communication to our clients. Again, these messages don't have to be complicated. Just say what you want to say. You don't have to worry about having the perfect draft. It's just a simple message to your clients. Just make sure you don't have any misspellings and that it makes sense. And again, having that consistency throughout your website, social media, messages with mass message. And then separate from that, the two-way texting, utilizing those templates really helps cut down time. So not everybody has to create their own message. And again, it creates consistency in how you communicate with your clients. So those are my top recommendations for people that are struggling with, communication or want to improve on that. Definitely utilize that mass messaging feature. It's really helps in communicating what's going on in your practice. And clients do read it. I mean, I know sometimes you think, oh, who's actually going to read it? Clients really do pay attention to that. So don't be discouraged.
Especially if you're right, free bag of food, then they'll read
Yeah, exactly.
Dawn, would you like to go ahead with your thoughts on PetDesk?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, somewhat like Michael, we put that sentence on there about wellness checks are at least 2 months ahead, being most helpful so that we don't get those phone calls about, what do you mean you can't vaccinate my pet next week? So that has been absolutely a lifesaver. We enjoy making appointments through PetDesk, going backwards and forwards with the clients on that. Mass messaging, absolutely. Couldn't have lived without it in this past 15, 16 months. That's definitely a way to go. We did used to have the two-way texting. My office staff got really busy though, and they asked to just back out of it. So I did for them, and we may go back into that again at some point. Telemedicine here is not going to work. I have a dinosaur as an employer, and she's not ready to take on that. She needs to see the animal. She needs to have her hands on it. So unfortunately, telemedicine. So I understand it works really, really well from what Michael was saying, but not unfortunately here. But PetDesk overall, yeah, I've tried many other different apps. We started this one in 2018, and we won't change until I retire anyway, and then they can do what they like.
Never retire, Dawn.
Yeah. after this last year and a half, it's looking sooner than later.
Oh boy. And Michael, do you want to close this out?
I just again would encourage everyone that's already using PetDesk to check out the templates. I think it'll make the texting a lot easier for you. The other thing that PetDesk has helped us, your question was about PetDesk there on this one, the survey that you all send out after everyone's appointment, that's really valuable because people will respond to that really quickly, especially if they've had a bad experience. COVID hasn't, like, we've done it right, I feel like, but it hasn't been perfect. Mm-hmm. And that post-appointment survey that you all send out has helped me to catch things before they went public. And so I'm like, hey, I noticed that you gave us a 3-star, like, what could we have done better? And then they just like tell us everything that went wrong. And I'm like, okay. And then all they want to be is heard. There was some questions or some statements in here about people that are entitled, and we try to catch them before they get really mad and go to Google or Facebook and blast us. And so those posts, make sure you're checking your survey results that you get. And I appreciate PetDesk letting us know. They automatically send us something if it's below a 6 or below or something like that. So that's been really good. The other thing that I would encourage people to do, if they're using the reward, we use the PetDesk rewards points. And so we can dangle PetDesk coins when we're trying to get feedback from our clients. So we send, at the beginning of COVID, we sent out a survey each week for the first month of everyone that had an appointment. And I said, hey, please take this survey. It's 10 questions and I'll give you 20 extra care coins for your PetDesk account. And a lot of people gave us feedback, which was really helpful for us to know that we were on the right track in the way that we had responded to COVID. And then just randomly doing that throughout the year is helpful too, especially if you're thinking about making changes and you're wondering, how's it going to be received by my clients? Send out an invitation for them to complete a survey and get some extra, we call them care coins, so PetDesk points.
That's very interesting, Michael, because I ended up actually switching off that component probably around about June of last year, because what happened was there are 1 or 2 clients that would send in negative feedback, and the staff, when they read that, they were so demoralized that I really didn't need that to continue. You know, you get like 500 really perfect ones, and then you have that one and it destroys them. So I actually switched that feature off last year, but I'm about to switch it back on now. Our doors are open again. But that it's interesting how the different practices have handled that, because I too enjoy having the comments back, so I know what's working. But I found I had to switch it off last year.
You can turn that to where only one person can view those. Like we have a general. So take advantage of that if you're trying to protect them a little bit from seeing those. I understand, like we all dwell on those things, but there are lessons that can be learned. In most of those cases, there have maybe been 1 or 2 that I can think of over the past year where the person was just completely ridiculous. But for
Yes.
the most part, there's some glimmer of truth in there, some lesson that can be learned. And so that's what we try to keep it positive and frame it that way with our team. But I totally get it. Nobody wants to read that you weren't awesome. Like,
No,
that hurts.
I'll look into that aspect of just for me to see eyes only.
Yep.
Yeah. for
Yes,
sure.
I have that. All of our
Okay.
feedback, it just goes directly to my email. No one else sees it.
Yep.
And we use it for our team trainings and team meetings as well. Like I'll go over, because it really helps them to hear like, wow, some days are just rough. And in the staff, especially in the front desk, like they just feel beaten down. And
Right.
so I just remind them, hey guys, you're doing great. Our average is still, 4.99, or whatever it may be. Like, so you're doing awesome. And it's don't everybody has bad days, and it's just kind of, actually for us, it helps them just to remember that even though that one client can just completely derail their whole day, just kind of refocus, right? It helps with that.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll print off the positive ones and just stick them randomly around the hospital,
Yeah.
like in the bathroom, like, people are like, well, there's,
Yeah, we've definitely done that. We've
Yeah.
definitely done that.
We
Yeah.
have like
Yeah.
a kudos board in our staff
Yep.
room, so we put them
Yep.
up there, and we'll write notes to one another, and so that's been nice too.
Those are all great ideas. I really love that. So yeah, that's the end of our discussion. We're going to open it up for a couple minutes for Q&A. I know that a couple people had submitted some questions. So this one's interesting from, where was it? Oh no, I just lost it. Oh, this one is from Jean. They're asking, can you estimate what percentage of your clients don't have a way to see your information online? Is your online information easily legible for people who have a smartphone only or don't have access to a computer?
So I would say for us, even the statistics that, again, we work with a marketing company called iVet 360, and they were able to pull some numbers as who's seeing our website and what the traffic is. And most people now, it's on your phone. It's not even on a desktop. So I think really it's very important to remember that whatever you're putting as far as forms and website and changes, it has to be mobile friendly, because it's almost like a 90% traffic rate is through phones versus laptops. So just always keep that in mind.
I think PetDesk is helpful too, because it gives you the demographics of who you've reached and who you haven't reached, how many emails you made it and how many you didn't. So that is also very helpful.
Great. Somebody submitted a question. Are there any recommendations for a large emergency / specialty hospital? We're a 24-hour facility and we don't have typical appointments. I don't know if you have any perspective from some of your colleagues who might be running a 24-hour hospital.
Well, I don't have any advice. I just want to tell them and any other ER person that's watching, thank you. That's all I got to say to them is thank you for being there, because I know it's got to be stressful because we're sending our overflow there. I don't know exactly what help they were or what advice they were wanting, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And I know our emerge hospitals here, we have 4 in this area, and all of them at some point have had to close their doors to any more clients. They're just overwhelmed, just like every other clinic. And it's, kudos for them for keeping the best that they can do, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, a big thank you to all of the ER clinics. I mean, you guys are lifesavers, because that's where we send the patients that we can't take. But also in our area, it's the exact same thing with ERs turning people, like, so again, they're at capacity as well. And I know they're doing their best to triage and see everyone. And my heart really does go out to them.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely big thanks to the ERs. I know that my vet clinic is a 24/7 emergency vet place, and I've had to bring my pet over the past pandemic to them, and I have been nothing but patient with them, because I can see how they're running back and forth, and you can tell that they're just trying to hold it together as they're trying to provide care for our pets. So a big thank you to those. All right, well, I think we have like all of the questions answered. I don't know, John, if you see anything that we haven't touched on. A lot of these questions had covered masks and, vaccinations, which we talked about. let's see if there's any last second ones. Oh, somebody gave, Gabe Hernandez gave some good advice. He said, we're struggling so much with staffing doctor-wise. If anyone knows of any ER relief doctors that would help us, that would be wonderful. They're in Tucson, Arizona, 520-545-0276. So if anybody's based out in Arizona or knows somebody, help Gabe out. Oh,
I think everyone is
wants,
struggling. Everyone's struggling
Yeah.
with that. I think everyone's looking, we're looking for veterinarian and additional staff, technicians and everything. And it's just kind of, it's hard right now. So just hang in there, everybody.
yeah,
and
definitely.
I think utilizing and the technology and showing how that this can help with, you know, the stress load is a recruitment tool. I look at PetDesk and our other platforms that we use as recruitment tools. So.
Great. Okay, so we'll take one more question. Somebody really wants more information on paw points. So if somebody wants to expand on that, that seems to be kind of a hot topic. I've seen it mentioned.
The rewards program?
Yes.
So at our hospital, for every $1 that you spend in the hospital, you get 2 care coins. It's part of our critter club. That's just the names we came up with, paw points, care points, all those different things. But it's just a rewards program that they build up. Let me see if I can pull up my app here real quick. They build up a bank account, and then they can see, you know, we have our, that's not going to show up, but you can redeem them. So there's different prizes in there or discounts or promotional items that they can redeem them for. Our number one redeemed reward is 1 free office exam. For us, it's 2,000 care coins is what it cates, and you can adjust the numbers however you want them to be. So it's worked really well for us. People post in Facebook for our local cities, chat groups and stuff. They're like, oh, go to Family Pet Health, they have a rewards program. So it's something that keeps them going back. That's why I shop and get my gas where I do, is because they have a rewards program, and it works for pets and hospitals as well.
Yeah, I have to agree. We use it here too. It was a bit of a learning curve for me on that one, though. You really do have to pay attention to how many points are equivalent to office exams, and just monitor what you are losing or not losing as the months go on. So but yeah, we swear by it too. Our clients love it. They're always asking if they have enough points for things. But as I say, it's a definite learning curve. Get help from the PetDesk people on what you should be utilizing. Yeah.
We love our PetDesk points. We have they're called loyalty points, because that's what it is, our loyalty program. And again, it's a way to really say thank you to those clients that are returning customers, right? So you want to say thank you. So it's been really helpful, and we do bonus points. So like dental month, instead of doing discounts, we'll do maybe like a double rewards point month or day. So you can be very creative, and it's a way to get away again from discounting services, and it's more of just rewarding those clients that are coming back. So it's a different perspective on that, which I love. And it's very successful. Clients love it. They absolutely, every time at checkout, like, do I have points? Let's see what you can use today. But just like Michael, our top, I think, are the most used point is definitely the office visit.
And you can set an expiration date for points, and they get reminders that, hey, you've got some points that are about to expire. And so that they're like, oh God, I don't want to lose my points. So they'll schedule something. And we set it so that it's not like, I think our might be 14, or I'd have to go back and look, 14 months maybe. So people save them up, but they come in and use them. So
they do.
And Hannah, you hit on the biggest thing there. You don't have to discount your other services if you have a loyalty program like this, and that is one of the most valuable things. We don't discount anything. We have a loyalty service right here. You can offer to use it or not, but
it doesn't matter whether you're a first responder, a teacher, a military. It doesn't matter. Everybody is eligible for our program. It's called PetDesk points, and that's what
exactly.
And the best part is that it's free. It's not a membership program where they have to pay to enroll in something, right? This is absolutely free. And it's great. Like it's just fantastic. So,
and they don't even have to monitor it either, right? They can just come in and say, hey, do I have enough points? They don't even have to look.
Yeah, they don't have to look, and it's super easy to use, to apply. just to Dawn's, but definitely keep track on the financial
Yes.
aspect and see what you're
Yeah.
doing. And, and then you can also, like, we limit one reward per visit, right? So we can't do like 3 or 4 loyalty rewards in one visit. But again, it's wonderful. Highly recommend it. It makes your clients super happy, and it's free to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you all. We've come up on time. So I'm just going to wrap this up a little bit. I wanted to, just take a moment to say thank you to Anna, Dawn, and Michael for taking the time out of your very, very busy schedules to shed some light on, what clinics are facing right now in a post-COVID world and as they reopen. So we appreciate it so much. And I'm so glad that you came. This was such a great conversation, and I hope that it was, eye-opening and insightful to everybody else who joined on this webinar live. So to everyone else, if you have further questions or questions that we can get to because of time, please feel free to reach out to me. I can get in touch with some answers for you. So, don't hesitate to email me. My contact information was on all of those webinar invites. And as I mentioned at the beginning, you'll be receiving a recording of this webinar to rewatch or share with your colleagues. So, give us about the weekend and I will send you a link to that recording and you'll be able to watch it whenever you need to. And also I wanted to say, as bonus content, because everybody loves bonus content, you'll be everybody who registered is going to be one of the first to receive our brand new Hot Pet Summer social resource pack. And that's going to be covering topics like reopening, helpful door signs, checklists, etc. And also summertime pet health awareness, social media images and information. So, it's going to cover things like heat stroke and identifying heat stroke and dangerous barbecue foods that you might be making. Don't feed your pets those foods. So we all know that summer is a super busy time for all of you. So included in the pack, there's going to be 7 unique social media posts, posters you can print and hang in your clinic, client handouts, and those reopening materials like I mentioned. So thank you all again. And don't forget to follow PetDesk on our social media for more news and updates. Or if you have any questions or concerns and want to talk to somebody directly, our phone number is right there. And that's it. I think PETAPPT is 738-2778 for anybody who wants to make that a little bit easier. But yeah, that is it. So thank you everybody for participating. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And that is all I have. So everybody have a great rest of your day. Michael Shirley saluting.
John's got one more dad joke to send us out.
Hey,
Oh, Lord.
now my favorite one here. What do you call a cowboy that wants a dachshund? Or why did the cowboy want a dachshund?
I don't know. Why did the cowboy want a dachshund?
He wanted to get along, little doggy.
Okay. And
Oh
with
my
that,
God. Yeah, it was nice meeting you guys.
yeah, okay. And with that, I'm ending this webinar. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
You too. Bye.